क्या बारिश हो रहा है यार बॉम्बे में?
Oh my God, it's raining cats and dogs, it's raining punches and kicks. What is it not raining in Mumbai?
It's raining everything. There's that famous song, It's Raining Men and all, but that our producer Rohini was singing about Jojo se abhi thode der pehle. She's looking like one of those extras who were on the movie 8 Mile na, with Eminem, with the hoodie.
Yeah,
But it's in the Mausam of Barish and the spirit of it. We've got a great show planned. Sorry, SJ, she's going to kill me later. But we've got a great show planned ahead for you. We've got tons of masti maza, great news and a great topic that we're going to talk about, all the brawls and all the masti that takes place inside and outside the ring. The illegal stuff especially. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Mystic Chips से कितने sponsors हैं यहाँ पे?
I know a lot of sponsors. That bodes well for us. You know, we guys, if you're new to Fight Mania, we used to be formerly known as the Fighting Goat. Till a lot of the people outside came and told us if our show was about livestock. I don't know what bakri and all that. Inadvertently, we did get a certain kind of followers started joining us, but that's great. More followers always means more business for us.
Absolutely.
But Fight Mania is a lot easier to understand. It's all about fighting, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and the works. And there's a technical malfunction happening. So, like we were talking before the break, Somesh, actually, we have a little bit of summer news today. There was a death in the community of mixed martial arts, and I think it happened because of improper management.
Absolutely, yes. So, unfortunately, a young 23-year-old fighter, Nikhil Suresh, from, I think, Bangalore or Mysore.
Bangalore. I think he was from South India.
He was competing in the K1 kickboxing tournament. I think it was in Bangalore on 9th and 10th of July. Sadly, he got knocked out. There was no doctor, no ambulance, and no proper medical care. He slipped into coma, and unfortunately, yesterday he passed away. He was just 23. So organizers, please, instead of racking up those numbers, please look at this as an investment for the future.
But but this is where the problem lies. And we've seen this in the US also with so many countless organizations.
Yeah.
You know, it's the commissions which grant them the license to hold the event.
Yes.
I think there should be a basic minimum requirement by the commission.
No, there is. No,
but then how can you just go around and and do whatever you want? How can you not have medical?
Sadly, I don't know exactly what happened there, but I do know there's an FIR which is filed.
Good.
Against the organization, and let's see how that goes.
No, it's good that there is a complaint that's been filed, because right now, if the organization gets away with it, it's going to be the worst thing ever. It's going to be that death meant nothing.
Absolutely.
Firstly, it was unnecessary. Because if you catch a knockout early, if there are medical professionals who will come and bring in a stretcher, will do all the necessary, the EMTs who will come and revive him, will do all the necessary things, you could have, those precious moments could have saved his life.
Absolutely, yes. Sadly, just 23 years old.
23 years old.
Nikhil Suresh, very, very promising guy, and his family was into karate. So if I believe his father,
devastating.
His grandfather were in the sport, and so sad. But it's good that action has been taken. We just saw what happened with Abdul Badakshi.
Yeah, we saw
that entire episode and action being taken out there. And now we're seeing it with Nikhil Suresh. So hashtag justice for Nikhil. But
hashtag justice for Nikhil, indeed. And it's the sport of MMA is not like boxing. Boxing has seen so many deaths over the years.
It has.
Through PTE and the post-traumatic disorders that come with it, the epilepsy that follows with it, and of course the inadvertent deaths in the ring. But MMA has never seen deaths as such.
Never.
It's only been due to negligence.
Yes.
And that's one thing that the sport needs to get away from is negligence.
Right.
But that being said, we move forward to, we started this amazing segment called News of the Week, and I love the News of the Week. But first things first, Somesh, sadly, I didn't catch the last card. I just caught the highlights of it.
Yes.
What a fight between Rafael Dos Anjos and Rafael Fiziev.
Oh, man. It was crazy. In fact, Fiziev is a young 28, 29-year-old guy who's out there hunting for the big wigs. Dos Anjos, I feel, has fought so many big names. There's that, that cumulative damage that comes into the picture. He hung in there for 4 rounds. And
he was getting tagged going all the way
in the 5th round. Oh, man. I think it was 18, 20 seconds. And then he
I think I saw that shot. I saw that shot of Fiziev, the way he caught him was in the end it was just like bus. Like, I can't take anymore.
I can't take this anymore.
It's like it reminded me of Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler landed that left to his nose, broke his nose.
Right.
And it's not like they can't continue. He's just done. He's just done. He's physically done.
It comes down to cumulative damage. I mean, after a while, your body just can't take it. Dos Anjos has been fighting the top level guys for almost
True.
10 years.
He's fought. I
You
mean,
know?
he's had multiple resurgences in his career.
Yes.
But when he came back against Nate Diaz, he looked so good.
He looks so good.
He looked like a world killer. And then of course, age and fighting age catches up.
Right. It does. It does.
It really does.
There's no doubt about that.
But then Fiziev, after that, the funniest thing is that he calls out Rafael Nadal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I wish we had a picture of both, Fiziev and Nadal together, because it was quite a thing. But he's calling out all the Rafas. And I'm like, yaar, bhai.
Well, he in fact said he wants to clean out all the Rafales in the sporting world.
No, but how? In the ring or on the tennis court? I don't think he's beating.
So
Nadal.
it's going to be 4 rounds of tennis and 1 round of MMA. That's how it's going to work.
That's not fair.
Like 4 matches of tennis and 1 round of MMA.
Arey, bichara Nadal tears his abdominal while playing tennis. Yeah. What will happen in a real fight? Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that Nadal doesn't have the fighting spirit, but come on, this is MMA.
But see, it's a different kind of court out there, so that's very, very interesting.
Court.
But but there were some very, very good fights. In fact, Said Nurmagomedov,
the cousin of Khabib, right?
That's right. He was in there.
Let me guess, decision?
Absolutely, yes. Unanimous decision versus
Dominant victory.
versus Douglas Andrade, a Brazilian guy. Sadly, Michael Johnson was on the card. He opened the card and he was on the losing side. It was a split decision.
Another guy, see, that's the thing. But it's MJ's also. He's been through so many wars, man.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson, once upon a time, I would still say, is the only man to cleanly crack Khabib.
I was just going to come to
Dude.
that. He was one of the first few guys who landed a clean left on Khabib and had him wobbled for those few seconds.
Wobbled. Khabib was hurt.
Absolutely.
And Khabib didn't let him up after that. Straight. Takedown after takedown. He's like, okay, I've had enough of the stand-up fun now. We're done with it now. But
absolutely.
I remember MJ and Michael Johnson is one of those guys who's had such an up and down career.
Yes.
On one hand, he dispatches of Poirier so easily.
Yes.
He beat Poirier so badly.
Clean.
Knocked him out. And then, then he's had lackluster performances.
Yeah.
So it's, that's the sport of MMA, man. It's
Also,
up and down.
So I do believe Johnson welcomed Justin Gaethje into the UFC. It was his debut fight.
Oh my God.
And since then, Johnson has not been the same fighter. He's just took those bombs from Justin Gaethje and it changed him as a person.
That just goes to show, it's how guys like Charles are conditioned.
Oh
man.
my God.
I mean, taking nothing away from Michael Johnson's conditioning, it's just how does Charles get up from that stuff? But you know what? Charles is a big topic today. We'll talk about the entire, the lightweight, the picture of lightweight.
Yes.
But before we get to that, we're going to talk about a little bit of fun, a little bit of trash talk of one of our favorite, one of your favorite fighters and one of the world's favorite fighters, Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, who's the pound for pound welterweight king. And rightfully so, dude. Look at the laundry list of people he's beaten.
Well, he's almost heavyweight right now, but he cuts to welterweight.
You saw the picture with him and Jan Blachowicz.
Oh my God. They're almost the same size.
Dude, Kamaru is bigger. There was a picture of them standing together. If our producer can hear us, SJ, we can get a picture of Kamaru Usman and Jan Blachowicz standing next to each other. I think this is at the UFC Fight Week in Vegas.
Have you heard of people saying Jan Blachowicz?
Yeah, a lot of people say Jan. Because Jan to Jan hai na, apni Jan hai.
Jab tak hai Jan, but still. But yeah,
no movie plugins, hum logo ko paisa nahi mil raha. No, but coming back to the entire stare down between Jan Blachowicz and Kamaru. Kamaru off training time is huge.
It's huge. I don't know people like Kamaru and Khabib who possibly weigh in anywhere from 210 to 230 pounds.
No, I believe Khabib is bigger.
Cut to at 155.
Khabib to 155. Chal, I can understand coming to 82 kilos, which is Kamaru's weight.
Yeah.
Which is at 170 pounds. Now, look at that photo.
No, 170 pounds.
It's 82, no?
170 pounds is 77.
Is 77 or 82?
Yeah, 77.
But why does he write Kamaru 82 next to his name? Is he saying that he's 82 on fight night? You look at his Instagram title. Look at the size, okay?
Oh my God.
Now, Jan, yes, bigger head, slightly taller. But Usman is right up there, man, in size.
Oh my God. He's huge.
Nobody would think that they're separated by 40 pounds.
And 3 weight classes.
Correct.
Oh
170 to 205.
Oh my God.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the amount of people, the amount of guys who compete in that division, it's unbelievable, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy how these guys just pull this one off, and how they managed to cut weight and yet have that kind of performance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. And, no doubt, Kamaru Usman, who was supposed to be a boring fighter, is suddenly knocking people out.
No, so that being said, we've got a lot of topics coming up. Before we move on to the next topic, which today I have luckily printed out because my, barish mein memory goes down a little bit.
No, the budgets have gone up, so we have a printout.
Correct. But that being said, we've got a great amount of stuff coming up. Usman, though, the funny thing was that he is talking about Usman. If you don't know who Kamaru Usman is the pound for pound welterweight king. And he has defended his belt multiple times against some of the division's heaviest challengers and done it in style. Like, he started finishing fights. He knocked out Masvidal. He finished Colby Covington in the first round. He finished Gilbert Burns, who went to a decision with one of the toughest newcomers in Khamzat Chimaev. And we've got so many new contenders out there coming out. But for him to say one thing, and Mr. Kamra, I mean, Somesh is just joining us. He's back now. There we go.
Yes, I'm back.
He's back. And Somesh, just to come back into this part, he criticized Alexander Volkanovski's performance, saying that, now I'm very biased, so I'm not going to keep my mouth shut on this. He criticized his performance, saying that he needs to start winning spectacularly to be considered the pound for pound best in MMA. Firstly, why are we talking about, what people didn't talk, remember in the GSP and the Silva era, till you defended your belt like some 8 times, nobody talked about the pound for pound.
The thing is that now people have just started looking at 2 defenses and 3 defenses as such important landmarks that they don't realize that people like Aldo, people like Anderson Silva have held the belt for 10 years.
John Jones
for 10 years.
Correct. 5, 6 years, so he did it, and while he was partying and doing stupid things.
Absolutely, yes. And in fact, there was a press conference I was seeing, and DC was telling, John Jones that you're this and you're that and all that. And John Jones turned around and said that, in spite of me going with the hookers and doing coke, I still beat you.
Correct. Exactly.
And imagine how bad you were.
I mean, that rivalry was legendary. I was something else. It was a media storm.
It was crazy.
After Conor McGregor and his media days, it's Cormier and Jones.
Jones, absolutely, yes, absolutely.
But do you agree with what he said, though? Like, Volkanovski needs to start becoming a more exciting fighter to be considered.
Not at all. And in fact, if there is somebody who needs to become more exciting, I think that is Israel Adesanya.
Why are you hating on Israel Adesanya? Dude, he did what he did.
Correct.
And he had to do what he did. It's the same camp.
Correct. So the same goes for Alexander Volkanovski, but Volkanovski pushes the pace ahead. He tries to finish. He goes out there. He's the aggressor. He knows he's winning 4 rounds. He doesn't need to take any risk.
No, we are going to do a special episode on when we have a guest, especially we're going to get like a fighter to join us. We're not going to tell you who, but we're going to talk about why fighters beyond a point stop pushing themselves.
Yeah.
Is it the money? Is it this? Is it that? And it's a great topic to have, and that's something that we will talk about on another day.
Yeah.
But now, one of our main topics before we get into, the brawls inside and outside the ring or the cage is the UFC's biggest conundrum of the vacant lightweight title. Now, I believe, honestly, that Charles Oliveira is still the champion.
110%.
Okay?
110%.
But they've got a graphic here that we did on Photoshop here. Okay, take a look. Firstly, look at that smile of Conor McGregor right in the middle, because he still knows he's the pay-per-view king of them all. I think them all combined do not match up to Conor's pay-per-views.
Yes, true.
If you look at it.
Well, one sec. There is one Kamaru Usman and one Islam Makhachev. I mean, they combined would be worth less in Conor's suit.
I think you're being very critical. But chalo, theek hai. No, but this is actually a very nice picture that paints for UFC's title right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying Kamaru, I've just thrown in there for, as possible opponents for the return of Conor.
Yeah, as only black guy over there.
Hey, racism, very this. Aaj to kya pee ke hai? I don't know, coffee mein yaar.
Yeah, no, coffee bhi black hi hai.
Oh, too much. Today you're testing the boundaries, man.
No, but actually the thing is that Conor McGregor is such a huge megastar that we don't know if he's coming back in the lightweight category or in the welterweight category. So hence this is a perfect...
No, so when I saw this graphic, I'm just saying that, okay, for Conor McGregor, okay, we look at it, Kamaru Usman is out. He can't.
No
Usman
chance.
is 205 pounds.
No chance.
And right now, I think it's, if you look at the entire lightweight picture, okay, you've got Charles Oliveira on the left-hand side there underneath, Michael Chandler, and you've got Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson also can be removed from this.
Yes.
If you're talking about Conor's opponents, okay, I think we've got Tony Ferguson who can welcome him back. For sure.
Could be.
We've got Nate Diaz, but Nate Diaz doesn't want any part of it anymore. I think
Correct.
he's out of it. He doesn't
Correct.
want anything.
Correct.
And if the Kamaru fight happens, I think we all know how it's going to go.
Oh, he's going to get ragdoll like how he got smashed versus Khabib.
I think the only fight to make is either you introduce Gaethje to Conor.
Yeah.
Gaethje welcomes back Conor McGregor.
Right.
Or Chandler welcomes back Conor McGregor.
So if you ask me, I think first we need to throw it out to the viewers. The viewers need to tell us right now, who do they think are the best matchups for Conor's return. You have the lightweights on the left-hand side and the welterweights on the right-hand side. So please let us know in your comment section down there, who should welcome back Conor McGregor to the octagon. But if you ask me, I think it should be Michael Chandler.
I think it should be Michael Chandler as well. No, but if you look at the entire structure, so here's my entire tree layout, okay?
Yeah.
You got for the vacant title belt, you've got Charles Oliveira taking on Islam Makhachev. Okay,
Correct.
That's a set match.
Suppose.
That's a set match.
Okay.
I think then after that, Beneil Dariush should take on one of Dustin Poirier's training partners, Gamrot, who is an up-and-coming grappler.
Yes.
So I think the grappling of Beneil Dariush and Gamrot's ground game can be a great contender matchup.
But it's too much of a challenge for Gamrot. It's too much of a challenge.
You think it's too much of a step up?
I think it's too much of a step up because Beneil is number 3 in the world.
Maybe Beneil won't take the fight.
In that division. Beneil has already goofed up versus Islam Makhachev. So he's already pulled out once or twice maybe.
But we got to introduce some new blood into this. Because right now there's no... Who is there? Yeah? They're all playing... It's like... I swear to God, it's like Michael Chandler is the girl in college that everybody wants to date.
Correct.
Because right now it's Chandler versus Poirier or it's Chandler versus Gaethje. Chandler versus Gaethje already happened. Both Poirier and Gaethje have lost to the champion, Charles Oliveira. So they're not going to get a title shot anytime soon. So these guys are just hanging out. So there needs to be some new blood coming in.
See, but what is happening currently with Chandler, that he's so exciting. People know it's not going to go the distance. It's not going to be that boring old grappling match. He's going to go there within 2 rounds. Either he's going to get knocked out or else he's going to knock his opponent out. And people want to see that. And I think that is the exciting fight right now. And that's going to be the money fight for Chandler and Conor. Because the people want to see it. It's not going to go the distance. They know even if it's a 3-round fight, it's great. 5 rounds, nobody cares.
No, I think Chandler Conor is the fight to make, according to me.
Correct.
Michael Chandler was... And guys in the comments, please leave your comments on. Please tell us you got some goodies that you can win from us. Fight Mania stuff, T-shirts and IVM merchandise. A new line of merchandise that they have launched. And of course, this special mug that we've been drinking out of, we will not wash and we will give you to take home just like this. And Suroini has done Ashirwad on it. So it's also, it has got double meaning to it. By Ashirwad means that she drank some rum out of it, basically. That is what Ashirwad means. Don't be rag out, but she really looks like the extra from 8 Mile today.
Oh, man.
I swear to God, it's the same.
Thing.
I feel like saying lose yourself and on, but she lost it. She's completely lost the plot today.
Who's that big actor, that big bald guy who was in 8 Mile? That huge Bob Sapp looking guy.
No, not Michael Clark Duncan. Now you're changing movies today. Something's up with you with the racial barrier here. Huh? Like, I mean, you said something about Kumaru. I mean, you're lucky Kumaru Usman doesn't hear this podcast. He will kick your ass.
Well, no, that's true.
But, so coming back to that entire lightweight picture, that vacant belt, let's have, I think Abu Dhabi is going to be the stage where they're just going to set it up.
Oh my God, it's going to be beautiful.
I think it's Islam versus Charles is already set up there.
Well, if that happens, that's going to be awesome because the road to UFC's next edition, where all the semi-finalists will be competing, is going to be on Fight Island.
Anshul Jubli is there. Can't wait to see him get into action.
It's going to be there on the 23rd of October in Fight Island, Abu Dhabi.
That being said, we have covered up all the news of the week. Let's quickly go into a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with some dhamakas outside the ring and cage. We'll be right back after this quick word from our sponsors. थोड़ा सा biceps का automatic training हो रहा है, I like picking up, the cups and the mugs and all. Each mug weighs 2 kilos, guys. So remember, every time you do this now, it's full bicep training. Right now, my full internal curls are not happening.
It's not as easy as it looks when you want to hold on for this long.
You are still shadowing your mic, really, I'm saying. So technical issues tend to plague us a little bit.
I always shadowify things.
What is with you today? What is something? तू कुछ दारू पी के आया क्या?
नहीं, कॉफी में कुछ है लगता है.
कुछ कॉफी में थोड़ा सा it's extra Irish today. SJ wearing the green hoodie and We're all feeling in the Irish mood, and there's this bar that we go to nearby. Okay, it's called Sunraj. Free advertising for Sunraj. Okay, I love this place. Whenever we go there,
12. No, it serves proper
it serves
12.
proper 12. So I think it's the rain and the lovely weather, and we've been looking forward to this day for a while. And back in the studio after 2 weeks, I think we're all in great spirits. So guys, please, when we're having a laugh, please have a laugh with us. Coming back to our main topic, where people took things a little too far. In fighting, usually the fight ends at the fight. There's a lot of, there's a lot of, what's it called? Hype to a fight.
Yes.
Guys like Conor, they love to hype up a fight.
Yeah.
And we've seen, fights get hyped up in the past. Guys like Wanderlei Silva used to push guys at the weigh-in.
Correct.
It always ended there. When did it start becoming, a big deal? Like, okay, for example, let's start with the biggest of them all. The Khabib Nomagomedov versus Conor McGregor fight, the title fight.
Yeah.
And that was one of the biggest brawls. Like, you can see the picture there, okay? Khabib jumps out of the ring, of the cage.
Yeah.
And jumps in the crowd to attack Dillian Danis, if I'm wrong.
Yes, yes, he does. He does. He, in fact, jumps out. So, see, typically what happens is Khabib generally, in his fighting career, was very, very respectful towards his opponents. Be it Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. But I think Conor pushed it a little too far. When he said about the Chechen money coming in, he spoke about his father.
No, but you know what? I got to give it to Conor for being honest.
Well, that's a different topic altogether, whether he was honest or not. But honestly, at this point of time, he pushed it a little too far where he disrespected his entire family.
It was the disrespecting of his family, especially after his wife's wedding, the wedding and all that. He said something which was very mean. I mean, I'm not going to repeat it on the show.
Why not?
No, we don't have that tweet. He's taken the tweet off. I would love to show the tweet verbatim. I'm not repeating what he said, dude. No way. But no, when we see that brawl which took place, it was one of the worst things to happen in the sport. It was the first time in the UFC history that a brawl of that nature happened. But luckily, the security was there.
Was immense. It was immense. In fact, the security took him out,
dude,
and the belt was not given to him.
Remember, correct. Because Dana White said that if we put the belt on you, people are going to riot.
People are going to throw things inside.
Exactly. They're going to riot. And no, I don't care how much security you have. You cannot deal with 30,000 people.
No chance. No chance.
You cannot. I mean, the cops in Nevada are amazing. Like, they're some of the toughest, heavy-dutyest cops you've ever seen.
Right.
But when you got a crowd of 20,000 people chanting wanting to kill you,
you can't do anything.
I mean, imagine if this was Brazil, dude.
Oh,
it would have been a war.
Oh my God. In fact, speaking of Brazil, I do remember there was one fight where I think it was Shogun versus Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
Shogun Jones was in America, I think. Not Brazil.
Okay, I don't remember which fight, but there was somebody who threw a skateboard in the octagon.
No, come on, lies.
Yeah. There was a fight where somebody threw a skateboard in the octagon and Shogun slipped on the skateboard.
Shut up.
And lost the fight. He lost the fight because he tripped on the skateboard.
Shut up.
I swear.
This can't be true.
You know what? We have to pull this up.
SJ, can you find this out, please? Shogun Hua skateboard slip in the ring. I can't believe this happened. Firstly, hang on. Did he not see the skateboard?
They were in action. Somebody threw the skateboard.
But what organization was this? Can't be UFC.
It was the UFC.
Can't be.
I swear it was the UFC. You have to see this.
Can't be. Is it there? I got SJ. Is it there? I can't believe it. No, I can't believe it.
It just came to my mind. I
can't believe it.
In fact, our producer is just going to pull it up, and it's the most electrifying scene where somebody throws a skateboard in the octagon and Shogun Hua slips on the skateboard. I
don't believe this.
And he loses the fight because of that.
I still don't believe this. I refuse to believe it.
Well, you will see it right now.
I hope we get to see it quickly because firstly, it's Shogun Hua. He's a legend in.
And I'm pretty sure he's used to fighting with skateboards and all of that around him.
I mean, this is not like Kele ka chilka feka or wo slip hua. It's a bloody skateboard. Okay, let's take a look at this.
No, that's OSP.
Is that OSP? Yeah, correct. That's OSP. That giant is OSP only, no?
So, you see how somebody throws a skateboard? You see that skateboard?
Hey, hang on. Okay, can you rewind that? Hang on. We didn't get to see it. Can you rewind that? Once we pause it at the skateboard.
See that skateboard there.
Shogun's going for his legendary left hook, which could have landed on OSP.
And he slips on the skateboard.
And he plate, and...
There, see that?
Shut up. And the fight should have been called off.
Yeah.
This is just ridiculous. How did you know what kind of Virat Kohli style? Sorry, we need Shoaib Akhtar kind of arm to throw this. Firstly, hang on, I can't. I'm fumbling for words. I think this is one of those parody videos जो आता था ना 90s में, where those home videos that people used to have, na, where they used to add skateboards and fall.
Right.
And it is just ridiculous. I don't believe it. Oh my God, I can't believe this shit. But moving forward from that was not a brawl technically, but
but it was one of those moments that happened.
One of those crazy moments. Yeah, we'll do a separate on the crazy moments that went on inside the cage and the ring as well.
Absolutely.
But the next one, the first of the brawls that actually began was Nick Diaz and Nate Diaz and Strikeforce. If you remember, against Mayhem Miller. With Jason Mayhem Miller, who came into the cage.
Yeah.
And the Strikeforce, it happened many years ago when Strikeforce was still an independent organization and was not bought over by the UFC.
Yeah.
And I remember there's that iconic picture of Nick Diaz punching Mayhem Miller. Mayhem Miller is the guy with the red streak in his hair.
Oh my
And that's Nick Diaz. And that's the entire pack. That's Stockton pack. That's Jake Shields on his right-hand side. And that's Nick Diaz in the middle, and Nate is somewhere around here.
Oh my God, you can't mess with these guys.
It was crazy.
There's no chance that you're going to be asking for this. I mean, this is trouble. This right here.
No, firstly, that Stockton crew they don't fool around.
It's trouble.
But I gotta give the balls to Mayhem Miller, man. He came in, he knew who he was up against.
Well, absolutely, yes. In fact, the other good brawl which happened outside the octagon was when Conor and Nate started flinging those monster cans at each other.
Dude, that was at the press conference.
At the press conference where there was some, upar niche going on.
No, can we try and get a video of that press conference, because it is hilarious.
And oh my God,
Of course, you won't be able to play it because the amount of gali galoch that was going on. He was just yelling, saying F this, F that. And
Nate Diaz just got up and he started walking away.
And he started throwing bottles, right? The whole pack for the back.
And the pack started throwing water bottles. And, Conor just had his monster can. So Conor was throwing his monster can. And Dana was saying, no, please don't. Please don't. It's sponsored. And he was like, I don't give a S-H-I-T about this.
Shit is allowed to say, not the
And
F
he
word.
just threw the cans outside.
Conor does what Conor
my
wants to
God.
do, man.
Oh my God. That was another legendary brawl. Was Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor at the pre-fight press conference where they went.
Are we going to get a video of this by any chance? We're trying to get a producer to just help us out.
I think so. It's coming up. Yes, it's coming up right now.
That would be a lot of fun to watch. I remember the nonsense.
My God. It was so crazy. It was so crazy.
We can have a top 10 list of Conor McGregor being Conor McGregor.
Absolutely.
A full Conor McGregor special where just Conor being Conor.
Correct.
We can get sponsored by Proper 12 also. I think it'll work. We can actually talk to him about this.
Being Conor.
You know Audi, right?
Yeah.
We'll call up Audi and we'll ask him. And we won't call his strength and conditioning coach who made fun of us.
Yeah.
I will never call Julian Dalby again.
Dr. Julian Dalby.
He said we didn't have jobs.
I'm coming for you.
Son of a He said we didn't have jobs. No?
Yeah.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
But okay, clearly I think we're not being able to find that clip.
It's here.
Oh, it's here? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's here. It's just being loaded
here we
right
go.
now. Yeah.
Let's take a look.
We have the best system in the world.
Here we go.
Up.
Okay, that's Conor McGregor sitting at the press con yelling, and he's like, shoot the fuck up. And that's Nate Diaz flipping him the bird at the back and just walking around yelling at each other. The amount of that's Nick as well there, and Nate is throwing shit at him, and Conor.
I mean, he's taking all the other bottles also. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
It's amazing. This is what I love. This is what mostly it's wrong. Don't do this. But it's just repeat. Can you just pull that back a little bit, please?
Oh my God.
Just a part where when Conor got up, throw out piche. The part where Conor just gets up and he just starts flinging shit across. And these guys also, I think Jake Shields, Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz. He's taking everybody else's
Look at him, he's taking everybody else's saman and just throwing it there.
He's like,
look at that.
Parwa nahi hai. I just want something to throw.
That throw can go from the boundary straight to the wicket.
Yeah, man. I think that's a good idea. We should get best guys in the
like a fielding coach or something,
Fielding coach.
Yeah.
Conor is fielding coach. Sab fekega wo. Oh man, thank you for that video. It was amazing. I can't believe you found it on such short notice. Oh God. But one of the we'll do a whole segment segment on Conor, I promise.
Absolutely.
On Conor's, we'll have full videos of it and we'll break down the technique of it if you want.
Yeah.
Another great one was Bob Sapp I think this was in Pride, when he was in the ring with Mike Tyson. He won his fight. There was some under controversial circumstances.
Right.
I don't know what had happened exactly, but he won his fight.
Yeah.
And then he got pissed off for some reason.
Yeah.
And then Mike Tyson was in the ring with him. And this was like, I think, early 2000s.
Oh, so what typically happened, I think Bob Sapp had won his fight.
And he was calling him out.
And there were rumors that Mike Tyson and Bob Sapp are going to fight next. Mike Tyson happened to be a guest at that event. And
Correct.
Bob Sapp riled him up and said, listen, why don't you come in the ring and why don't you get a piece of me?
Acha. All right, let's take a look at that.
Oh my
if we
God,
can
look
see
at
it.
that.
Okay, this is Bob Sapp. He's finished his fight here. He's giving the respect to his opponent. And that's
Mike Tyson.
Iron Mike Tyson walking in. And immediately Bob Sapp, okay? It's just like no waiting, no like, okay, let me take my time. And look at Mike Tyson's face. He's laughing.
He's absolutely composed because, he's he's probably fought like 20 people like this on the street, So he's like, I'm completely okay. You can take off your gloves. We can still go at it.
Yeah, I mean, and this is still,
And Tyson with a suit can also kick ass.
Dude, Tyson with his one hand tied behind him can kick ass. and this is like the old school days Tyson. I'm not talking about the 80s Tyson who would knock you out for wearing the wrong t-shirt or something, But still, this is, Tyson in his prime where he would still knock you out for looking at him the wrong way.
Correct.
I remember when he had come to India in an event that you had organized.
Yeah.
And I remember I was 3 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And I was screaming, Buster Douglas is the man who knocked him out first.
Yeah.
And I remember the look Tyson shot me and I wanted to piss my pants, dude. And I'm saying, this is Mike Tyson.
It's Mike Tyson.
It's freaking Mike Tyson looking at you.
Yeah,
and that's scary.
It is very scary. But
he looked at me like that, the tattoo and shit on the side. And you're like, I'm like, this is not hangover anymore. Oh, God.
Well, the good part is all the incidents that we had mentioned out here were taken care of absolutely beautifully by the promotion, be it the UFC, be it Pride, be it K1.
Yeah, because immediately they were separated,
And there was a ton of security. There were
at least 40 guys separating Mike Tyson and Bob Sapp. There were
absolutely
200 guys separating Khabib and the camp. Even though a little bit of a brawl happened inside the cage and all. But again, one has to understand, there were 15 members of Khabib's team.
Yeah.
There was Conor who was sitting inside the cage.
Right.
A lot of issues with that.
Right.
But that's the thing with the MFN brawl,
Yeah, I was just coming to that.
Please.
The MFN brawl is something which was not controlled well. Yes, these incidents could happen because you've got so many people around there. The blood is raging. Your fighter may lose, all of that. But the MFN brawl, where Shrikant Shekhar got attacked by Abdul Badakshi, was a horrible incident in Indian MMA. And I think in global MMA, and it shouldn't happen, So if you can run us through the incident.
No, I mean, we saw what happened at we've seen multiple angles of it.
Yeah.
We've seen multiple this thing. We don't exactly have footage of it because there was no footage of it. It was after the live broadcast ended.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it was, I think somebody was talking trash. Shrikant was talking. See, in the heat of a fight, people talk trash. It's normal.
Yeah.
So talking trash to an opponent, especially an opponent that has beaten you before.
Yes.
So it's okay, and Shrikant was on a high. He had just beaten his own opponent.
Correct.
He had beaten Sumit Khade that night.
Yes.
So he was on his own, he had his own adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make him, understand that, Zahur, I'm coming after you kind of thing.
Right.
And I think that was misunderstood by people.
Yes, it was.
And, Badakshi, he's such a great fighter, but lost his cool.
Yeah.
And sadly, there's an entire investigation now after it.
Oh my God. So basically, Shrikant Shekhar was cornering Seth Rosario.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Seth Rosario had just beaten Zahur.
Yeah.
And the crowd were kind of...
They were already pissed off and upset.
They were kind of pissed off and they were hurling abuses at Seth Rosario and his entire team. Shrikant, on the other hand, may have said something back to them.
He did. I'm sure. See, dude, you know how fights are.
Yeah.
How fight arenas are. I've been, as a commentator, we have to tell people to shut up.
Yeah.
Because it's bleeding through the mic.
Yeah. It's
bleeding through the mic. And it's part of the sport, But for somebody who is, a champion and a representative of a community in the sport to get up and just sucker punch somebody is...
Right. So basically, Abdul Badakshi was sitting cage side.
Correct. He was sitting cage side and
he's an Afghani.
Yeah.
And he got up and he sucker punched Shrikant Shekhar whilst he was on his way out back to the locker room.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh my God, that is horrible.
I mean, don't do that shit. I mean, you want to pick a fight with him, go call him out. Say, come
Yeah.
on, get up in weight class or I'll come down to you.
Right.
You know, there have been enough fighters who have done that.
Right. But did that open a can of worms? Like Abdul Badakhshev, his entire passport scam.
Yeah, that's I think the MMA India show got into it completely.
Absolutely, yes.
And,
in fact, they exposed him completely. Abdul Badakhshev holding 2 passports, one Indian, one Afghani.
I don't know how they managed
it just
that, man.
opened an entire can of worms and boom,
I wish we could
arrested.
get a direct account from these guys. And
Yeah.
hopefully we might have Shrikant talking to us directly.
Correct.
One of these shows. So that might shed a little more light on that. But that being said, we're right about ready to finish up with this awesome show. We're just going to quickly go into our last segment after a quick commercial break, where we're going to be discussing the next fight card. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Fight Mania. We've had some great conversations. We've had a lot of faux pas. We've had a lot of controversy. But our topic of our evening was controversy as well.
Yes,
You know, I
it
mean,
was.
we had, and guys, and please understand that what we talk about is news. We are not journalists. So if your feelings get hurt, you can off. Honestly, because we are not journalists, man. I'm not NDTV. In fact, वहाँ तो फिर वो अलग ही चीज होता है.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I mean, see, I completely agree with you. You know, as in this is a podcast.
I'm tired of people coming up to us on social media and telling us like, F-O, screw you.
Yeah, this was wrong, that was wrong.
अरे मत क्या बोलूं
No, don't
अभी
say
यार?
that. Don't say
Don't say this. Don't say that. ये वो वगैरह.
Suno, listen to the podcast, but engage in a conversation, give us your
Correct,
views,
exactly.
let us know what you feel, and we would be happy.
Have a dialogue. That's why the chat window is open.
Yeah,
You can come and talk to us.
We would be happy to have a conversation with you. But two people who don't want to have a conversation right now are Brian Ortega and Yair Rodriguez, who are headlining the next event of the UFC.
My God, I can't think of a better fight than that. I think that featherweight division, I don't see a better fight. And I think it can leapfrog some. If Yair Rodriguez wins, I think he could get a title shot.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Maybe one more fight after Ortega. And in the featherweight division, he's through.
No. I think if Ortega wins, then yes, he needs another fight. But if
Ortega,
Yair wins, he's ready.
Ortega has already lost versus Volkanovski.
That's the thing. So
cleanly.
No, but I would say that Ortega gave Volkanovski his toughest fight.
Oh, but Ortega got absolutely hammered. You saw his face after the fight.
But
He was destroyed.
Dude, he got caught or he almost submitted Volkanovski twice.
Correct.
That has got to have points somewhere, man.
But he came out of it. He came out of it,
हाँ,
you know.
Go समझ गया. But I said he still gave him his toughest fight till date.
Absolutely. And this is a fight night which is happening in New York. So I'm very happy because
Hey, New York. Is Misha Tate going to be on it?
because Misha Tate is on it.
Cupcake.
And it's her flyweight debut. So let's have a look at the card. It's banging from top to bottom. There's Misha Tate versus Lauren Murphy. There's Shane Burgos on the card.
Oh my God, Shane Burgos, he is an animal.
And
I love Shane Burgos.
And he's in the featherweight division. We don't know where this is going. We have Matt Schnell that's on the card. There's Li Jingliang from China.
The return of Li Jingliang after
the
Khamzat
Khamzat,
Chimaev,
after the Khamzat banging, I would say.
I mean,
Li
what was that
Jingliang
fight,
is
dude?
back. The co-main event is again in the strawweight division between Michelle Watterson, the karate hottie,
Hey.
and Amanda Lemos. That's a beautiful
Not
matchup.
bad, great fights.
And the main event of the evening is Brian T. City Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez.
That is one of the Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez is going
What a
to be one
great
of the
matchup.
toughest fights.
What a great matchup.
Because if you look at Yair Rodriguez, he comes up, the Brazilian comes up with such incredible angles in striking.
He's insane.
That upward moving backwards elbow, which knocked out the Korean zombie,
Was a piece in itself.
was something that we've never seen before. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
And it was, this entire fight has got Fight of the Year written all over it.
Absolutely.
Whoever
yes.
wins needs to get it. And especially if Yair Rodriguez wins, give him the title shot. Because
Absolutely,
he deserves
yes.
it.
Absolutely.
So what are your final picks, my friend?
Wow, this is extremely close. Yair Rodriguez is an excellent competitor, but I'm going to go with T City Brian Ortega. I think he's got more experience. He's a calmer fighter, and I think he's got more tools of submission under his belt.
I think I'm going to go with Yair Rodriguez. I think it's
really?
Yair's time.
Oh, wow.
I just feel it's Yair's time. He's got crisper striking. And he's going to bring it. But it's going to be a war. No matter
it's going to
who
be
we
a
choose,
war.
man.
But what's going to be a war is if you hashtag us UFC predictions and let us know who is your pick for the next fight card?
I think
of
we
the
sounded
evening?
a little pissed off today, na?
Right.
Yelling at people, cursing them. We sounded a little
No.
catty. I think थोड़ा गुस्सा निकल गया है. कुछ तो
It's
बड़ास
all
हो गया.
love. It's
We
all
started
love.
off with love, फिर थोड़ा सा change हो गया रास्ते में बीच में.
It's all love because we have so many sponsors.
No, but
so
there's,
now.
but nah, correct. So अच्छा तो थोड़ा सा भी चढ़ गया ना. But there's nothing but love for all our fans. There's nothing but love for everybody who's supporting us. So hashtag us, join us. Check out ivmpodcast.com for a lot of combat-based podcasts. If you want to follow me, I'm at Arjun Chips on Instagram and at the Mystic Chips on Twitter.
You can catch me on Instagram, somesh.kamra, and Twitter is somesh_kamra. Please hashtag us, get onto the conversation, and get a chance to win some exciting IVM podcast merchandise. If you want to purchase some stuff, let's go on ivmpodcast.com and you'll see some exciting t-shirts, mugs,
Also,
coffee
Sureni's
mugs,
hoodie.
And Sureni's hoodie, that is going to be worth a lot.
You can be an extra on 8 Mile, automatic.
But do catch us same time, same place next week only on Fight Mania, exclusively on ivmpodcast.com.